We are honored to be joined by our longtime friend, Heather Andersen, President and CEO, Special Olympics of New Jersey. Good to see you, Heather.
Nice to see you too, Steve. Thanks for having me on today.
Well, always. Listen, we've had a partnership for a while. We try to promote what you do because we care about what you do and you make a big difference. The last time we were together was a couple of months ago, Essex Fells Country Club, a golf outing sponsored largely by Delta Dental, right?
Correct, yes.
Now, here's the thing. We're trying to raise money. We did raise money. I was honored to host it. But how tough has it been raising money for Special Olympics in a virtual world?
It's been challenging. We definitely have had to be creative and innovative in a lot of our events. Fortunately, golf was a sport that a lot of New Jerseyans were continuing to participate in the nice weather. But a lot of our events went virtual over the summer and continued into the fall. So, you know, we're fortunate because we have a loyal army of great donors and supporters that have continued to support us through these challenging times. But again, it's tough. It's definitely tough.
But the weather was pretty good then. Now we're moving into the winter months. What happens then? Is it fundraising virtually?
We're continuing to, fundraise, great corporate support. We're so pleased to have partners that are sticking by us right now. And then really starting to be innovative and planning for, our plunges next year into 2021, virtual, hopefully in person. But again, it's just that we're pivoting right now in terms of being prepared as best we can for the challenges that we're going to have at the time, whether it's in person or virtual. So we're really planning parallel events right now.
You know, one of the things that struck me every time I've been involved with you, every event we've ever had, is the athletes, the Special Olympic athletes. They're special. They're not just talented, but they're tenacious and they're courageous. What are they facing, most of the Special Olympic athletes, during COVID?
Well, again, I use that word challenging. Starting in mid-March, we had to cancel our spring games and all of our summer games qualifiers and our summer games, which impacted thousands and thousands of lives of our athletes and their families, young and old. And, remote is great, and we're trying to connect with them as best we can. But, we talk about social distancing right now. The population that this mission serves, they're more socially isolated now than ever. And trying to make sure that they're continuing to connect with friends. We're trying to get their coaches to connect with them and do remote training. We're doing remote fitness. We're doing anything we possibly can to keep that connectivity going and that social interaction, because they're missing that right now. And the concern is that they're not moving and that fitness and that training isn't happening the way it would be in person. We are doing some in-person training in sports like golf and cycling and soccer skills. But again, it's impacting some, and some have chosen to come back in person, but many aren't. So it's a huge challenge right now for us going into the winter months to try to continue to connect and to continue to motivate a population that, really wants to get together again.
The other thing that always strikes me is that when I've hosted these fundraising events for you and the great team at Special Olympics, is the families of these athletes. What are they facing?
Well, they're facing, a change of routine right now, a change of trying to understand, some of our athletes are frontline workers and still working in the companies like supporters like ours, like ShopRite and Wawa's. Some of them are in group homes, our athletes, and they haven't been able to see their families. So the families are facing challenges such as that. And then again, many of the day programs have been canceled. They're starting to come back slowly, and the routines are not there, as well as, families. All of us have had challenges right now just because of remote working and things that aren't available to us right now. So again, New Jersey, Special Olympics New Jersey is doing our best to connect with the athletes, but the families as well, to support as best we can during these kind of challenging, crazy times.
By the way, real quickly, you mentioned some of the funders, those who have keep you going in your organization and support these athletes. But the mutual support that we have is with Delta Dental of New Jersey and RWJ Barnabas Health, and I believe United Airlines. Just want to acknowledge that. final word that you want to send to everybody watching with who have children, who are physically capable of doing a lot of the things that some of the athletes that you have do, but they're challenged in a different way. What message would you send to everyone else right now?
You know, really, don't forget that we're here. You know, if anybody's interested or ever wanted to get involved with Special Olympics New Jersey or understand how they can support and help and volunteer. And volunteer. Now is the perfect time. Go to our website. There's lots of information. And when we start coming back, which we will, we're going to come back stronger than ever. We need an army of volunteers, whether you want to coach or you want to come out for a day to support a great group of athletes that just want to showcase who they are, their talents, and their abilities.
Heather, thanks so much for joining us. Best to you and your colleagues at Special Olympics.
Thanks, Steve. Thanks for having me.
I'm Steve Adubato. We'll be right back.
One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been a production of the CAUCUS Educational Corporation. Funding has been provided by Delta Dental of New Jersey, NJM Insurance Group, TD Bank, United Airlines, PSE&G, St. Joseph's Health, the New Jersey Economic Development Authority, the Robert Wood Johnson Foundation, and by Caldwell University. Promotional support provided by NJ.com and by the New Jersey Business and Industry Association.
NJM Insurance Company has been serving New Jersey policyholders for more than 100 years. But just who are NJM's policyholders? They're the men and women who teach our children, the public sector employees who maintain our infrastructure, the workers who craft our manufactured goods, and New Jersey's next generation of leaders, the people who make our state a great place to call home. NJM, we've got New Jersey covered.